Do you own an RV or camper? Do you have nightmares about your RV toilet becoming brown, discolored, or encrusted with embedded bacteria and odors? Are you worried that your RV toilet will start to smell even when your black tank or cassette is clean and empty? Well, worry no more. The Twusch Porcelain RV Toilet Bowl Liner is here to save you from all that dookie dankness and give your RV toilet newfound residential durability and ease of cleaning. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the video.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you liked that intro. I thought I'd try something new. But today we're in the camper, and I first want to say, hopefully the audio is a little better. I finally got me a lapel mic, so hopefully the audio is better quality. I also want to say as a disclaimer, because everybody always asks me why I'm wearing gloves, I just like wearing gloves when I do unboxings. Usually for the tech stuff, it's because I don't want to get fingerprints all over it. But for this, it's honestly just because I don't know what's in the box. I don't know if there's going to be chemicals or whatever. It's just easier. That's why I'm wearing gloves. If you don't like gloves, you don't have to do it when you open the box, okay? Now, this is the Twusch Porcelain Bowl Liner for the THETFORD C400 series cassette toilets. This is the part number. I'll leave that on screen for you guys if you have this particular series of cassette toilets from THETFORD. But they make a variety of different ones. Now, if you have a specific application you're looking to see if they make, I'll leave as many Amazon links as I can find below, but they have a much wider selection on their own website. So I'll also leave a link for that below if you want to check it out. Now, I also have to say this because it seems like in the RV space, there's an unusually high number of people presenting paid sponsorships or collaborations as reviews. And I just feel like it's necessary to have transparency. You know, I try to maintain as much transparency on my own channel as possible. So with that being said, they didn't pay me. They don't even know I'm doing this video, and they certainly didn't sponsor my channel. So that being said, I'm doing this with my own money. I bought this on Amazon. I didn't even buy it from their website. And I bought it because I really want it. And I actually feel like I need it for my RV toilet because in this camper, it's a small space. And if that toilet were to ever get discolored and, bacteria really gets entrenched into that plastic, it's not like a giant 32-foot RV where, you can be a ways away from the toilet. The toilet's like 5 feet from where I might be sleeping. So if it stinks, I'm going to smell it. So that being said, that's why I think this makes sense. If you've got a plastic RV toilet, it might be worth it to get something like this just for that peace of mind. So with that being said, let's open it up. Now, if you guys are interested in the price, by the way, I don't want to state prices because prices fluctuate a ton. And I always try to leave the links below. So the most up-to-date pricing you can find out below. You have the option of either getting the full installation kit that has their custom special high-grade sealant silicone caulk that supposedly will never fail and is like, aerospace grade or whatever. Or you can just get the one that just has the liner and then, you figure out your own caulking situation for the sealant. But that being said, let's go ahead and open it up. Now, this is how it came. So if you are worried about somebody stealing it, it might be worthwhile to be there or maybe send it to a safe location. It does say on the top of the box not to use a box cutter, even though I am using one. So that's why I'm actively lifting up the edge to not basically pierce into the box. I'm assuming that there's probably the silicone tube is up top, so that's why they don't want you to penetrate it. Interesting. So this is what it looks like inside. And they include some fuzzy peach gummy bears. Or actually, no, these are hard candy. Okay, never mind. Well, hey, I don't know. Wait. Yeah, okay. I was a little worried. I thought maybe these were like, toilet additive pods or something. But no, that is actually candy. And they also included a Chupa Chew lollipop. And man, they included all kinds of stuff. Thank you for your order. happy RVing. So this is a custom, like, they wrote me a custom note in here. They included a bookmark with their like little anthropomorphic toilet bowl liners. That's pretty interesting. Same here, a sticker. This is pretty interesting. And then more anthropomorphic toilet bowl liners doing various things. And this is her contact information for, I guess, Nadine. And I guess she is the director of Twusch Canada. So that's where it ships from, by the way. It ships from Canada. And okay, so, and the last thing that's included is an easy installation guide. So I'll include a picture of it, but it says, thoroughly clean your RV toilet and ensure the proper fit of your Twusch. Use Beta Clean to remove any leftover grease. Use silicone to seal off the gap between your Twusch and RV toilet. Use a wooden spatula to clean off the excess silicone. Let the silicone set for 24 hours. Use our nano spray to seal off and buff out your newly installed Twusch. Please note, install your Twusch at 10 plus degrees Celsius to prevent cracking. So, okay, well, I got the heat on in here, so it's pretty warm outside, so it's like 75 degrees in here. I'm assuming that's Celsius, so I'll put the conversion on screen. I don't know what 10 degrees Celsius is in Fahrenheit, but anyway, it's definitely above 10 degrees Celsius. And it just says your benefits here: easy to clean, scratch-free, nano-sealed, affordable, antibacterial. So there we go. Now let's see if the porcelain bowl liner actually survived shipping. So this is our installation kit. Probably has our little spatula tool and the special sealant. And here is, this is the liner. Oh, look, it comes with a roll of RV toilet paper. Isn't that great? And that's pretty much it, guys. It just comes with the toilet bowl liner, and there's some like packing peanuts at the bottom. But it looks pretty solid. It's not broken. And there it is, guys. No chips, no breaks. It's interesting, you know, there's on the back here, I don't know if you guys can see that, it has the THETFORD logo, and also obviously the box had THETFORD branding all over it. But my understanding was that Twusch was a separate company. So my guess is that for every one of these that they make, they get the manufacturers of the RV toilets to officially license their name out to this. And I'm guessing obviously approve of this product for use in their toilets, because I can't imagine that if THETFORD thought that this would damage or destroy or break their toilet, that they would put their name on the product. So that's good, I guess. But you can see, very smooth. I'm running my hands over it. There's no rough edges here. The only rough edge maybe is at the top, but it's not rough in an unfinished way. It's rough in a not enamel coated way. And that's actually a good thing, because that's going to allow the sealant something to grab onto. And I will say this real quick too. If you watch their videos, they only demonstrate sealing the top part, and then just so placing it in, and then you just run the caulk around the top, and then that's it. But I had asked some questions about, well, hey, you know, if you're putting this down into the bowl of the toilet and you're not sealing the bottom, there's a potential for water to kind of wick up the side, you know, through surface tension, and then kind of, you know, live in that space between the bowl and the bowl liner. And I was saying, you know, can you seal that off? Because if you can't, that might be a deal breaker, because, you know, depending on, you know, splashing or whatever, you could get some nasty stuff that would kind of creep up the side. And I actually commented on their YouTube. They actually have a YouTube channel where they upload a bunch of shorts promoting the stuff. And I asked them, I said, can I put some sealant on the bottom? And they said, yeah, absolutely. You can do that. We have lots of clients that do that. And she said, the only thing to keep in mind is if you do that, it's going to be harder to remove if you ever want to uninstall it for whatever reason. But I figure if I got to uninstall the thing, that means the toilet's completely broken and I probably got to pull the whole thing out anyway. So at that point, I say just take a glass breaker to it, break it in half, and it should just come right out. So you can seal the bottom. Let's take a quick look at what's in here, and then we'll get to installing the thing. All right. So this should be our installation kit. Okay. So you get a microfiber cloth. You get their specialty high performance silicone bonding assembly sealing multi-purpose. Anyway, it's a high performance bonding, sealing assembly silicone. So that's what this is. They give you a pair of gloves. I'm ahead of you. Let's see. They give you a cleaning wipe. I think this is a cleaning wipe. They give you your Nanotol cleaner and protector. So this is that bond, nano bonding stuff they said to apply, once a year or whatever it was to keep the surface hydrophobic and all that. I don't know what this is for, actually, to be honest with you guys. This is a tip for the caulk, and they include wooden spatulas. So you can get a perfectly shaped edge on that caulk installation. So that's pretty much it. I really don't know what this is for. Interesting. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the toilet now and see what the installation is going to be like. All right, guys. So this is my cassette toilet. Now, it is fully clean inside. So before you guys freak out, ain't going to be nothing dirty in here. First thing I'm going to do, though, even though it is 100% clean, I'm going to wipe down the inside again with a cleaner just to make sure that it is truly sterile. Okay, it is certified clean. Now, we're gonna take our liner. I'm gonna just test fit it, all right? Just make sure they sent me the right one. That does indeed fit quite well. I'm gonna get you a little bit closer so hopefully you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is very well fitting. And so what we're gonna do is make sure that it's sitting flush and level like that, kind of tap it, and then we'll go ahead and seal around the edge and we'll be installed. Now I'm gonna also seal the bottom as well. That's gonna be a little tricky, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get that sealed. I'm trying to think how much space I have at the bottom. Let's feel around in there. So I might have to run a decent sized bead to get a good seal on that edge. So, all right guys, so now that we know it fits, the next step is to use the Beta Clean to clean the bowl. Now, it would also be a good idea to clean the outside of the Twusch liner. So I'm actually going to do that first, just in case it picks up any dirt or grease from the inside of the bowl. I don't want to do the bowl second. So go ahead and do this. I guess we can put it on top of there. Okay, we open this up. I'm gonna be careful with this. It says it's an irritant, so clean the outside of this, and specifically the areas that we want to seal. So these edges, and then let's get the inside. All right, let's get the inside of the bowl. All right, bowl is all clean. So we're gonna let that dry. Turn the vent fan on so I don't gas myself in here. And then I'll bring you back in when we're gonna get the bowl in place and then seal the top. I'll probably just apply the sealant to this off camera, and then I'll just show you guys putting that in place. I mean, it should be pretty easy. I'm just gonna put a fat bead of the silicone around this edge, and then we'll put a tighter bead around the top and then use the spatula to kind of cut it in place. All right, guys, so it's not exactly pretty, but this should make a good seal on the bottom. I messed up the first time, but instead of cleaning all of it off, I left that thin film to allow the rest of the caulk to adhere to. So now I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in place as straight as I can to try and get a good seal. And there we go. So that bottom part should be sealed now to the best of my ability. And now we've got to make sure that the top gets sealed as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, guys, so I got the tip cut off the nozzle here, and we're gonna apply this high performance silicone that they recommend we use. Again, I'm no plumbing expert, so I don't expect this to look incredible, but as long as it looks somewhat neat, I think we'll be all right. And I'm gonna remove the toilet seat to give me more room here. All right, so I've got a bead all the way around. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try and use the spatula to smooth things out a bit. Let me go ahead and grab some paper real quick. All right, let's see what the best strategy is for spreading this out. I'm gonna start right here. You might want to wipe this a little bit more often than I'm doing it. Kind of making a mess here. Okay. As far as the edge looks, that's pretty good. I just got to clean up some of the bits that spilled over there. And hopefully not disturb the actual bead itself. Okay. I think if you're halfway paying attention and halfway competent, unlike me, you could probably get this done with 0 errors. I mean, the kit includes pretty much everything you need. I'll wipe out a little bit more here just to make sure that there's any excess. All right, guys, well, I'm by no means an expert, but I think that came out pretty well. I'm gonna bring you guys in so you guys can see exactly how this installation went. All right. So there is a close-up of the finished bead. Now, I'm sure you could find a professional that did a much better job than me, but all things considered, does look pretty solid. There's a little bit of a gap there. I might see if I can touch that up before it dries, but overall, it's pretty good. When I felt down here, I didn't get quite as much squish out on the sealant down there, so it might be worth your while to put an extra large fat bead around the bottom edge so that it pushes up and really pushes out and seals. Because as it stands now, there could be a tiny gap where stuff could build up in there if you're really worried about that, but overall this is still so much better than just having a plastic bowl. So with that being said, that's pretty much it. So We'll come back tomorrow when it's had time to cure, and then we'll apply the nano bond stuff they included to coat the porcelain. All right, guys, so it's been over 24 hours now, and the Twusch liner has had time to sit with the sealant in place, and the caulk is fully cured, and this is now permanently installed. Now I'm going to bring you guys in real quick so you can see exactly what it looks like. So this is what we have right now. Again, I am no plumbing expert. I'm sure I could have done a cleaner, neater job if I was steadier in the hand and all that, but all things considered, I think this is plenty sufficient for a good install here. And given how durable they're saying this stuff is, I don't really have any concerns about it coming out. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, I don't have the cassette in right now because I wanted the extra space to be able to go all the way down in here to do the final step, which is, of course, to apply this nanotol surface sealant. And that's going to do two things. That's going to make sure that the surface is protected to really prevent anything from sticking, and it is going to be a highly hydrophobic coating to allow things to hopefully roll off more smoothly into the toilet. Because if you know anything about cassette toilets, you know they just don't have a lot of flushing action. I mean, that you've got the one jet that comes out right here, and it's going to just kind of go down in there. So anything that helps remove liquid and especially solid waste, directly into the cassette with minimal effort will reduce the amount of manual cleaning you'll have to do to keep the bowl clean. All right, so I'm going to get you guys back on the tripod and we'll apply the coating. All right, so there really isn't much to this coating. Per the instructions, we're going to spray it on and then buff it out with the included microfiber cloth. Now, as a precaution, I'm going to use some spray alcohol and a shop towel to just do one last double check to make sure there's nothing, no grease or anything on there, to give this stuff the best chance of bonding. Now, of course, this isn't permanent. You're going to reapply this periodically, but still, I want the first application to go well. So we'll just clean this out, wipe it down, get inside the bottom there as well. Really make sure that there's nothing left on here. All right, here we go. And let's go ahead and spray this on. All right. It wasn't really clear in the instructions how much to spray, so I just gave it a generous amount. All right, guys, and there you have it. The Twusch liner is installed and fully coated. All right, guys, so that's been my unboxing and install of the Twusch porcelain bowl liner for my C400 series cassette toilet. Now, obviously, this isn't a full review as I haven't had time to really put it through its paces, get plenty of use on the toilet, and really see how it holds up and if it really does what it says it's supposed to do. However, my initial impressions are pretty good. The thing is solidly made, there aren't any manufacturing defects, and overall the installation kit includes everything you need to make a very clean install. And even if you want to do sort of an upgraded install like I did with adding the silicone at the bottom of the liner, the kit still makes it very easy to do that. And of course they include the nanotol surface bond sealant. So overall, I'm very impressed considering I didn't even think such a product existed. And the fact that somebody had the foresight to create it and manufacture it with pretty tight tolerances to make it fit very well in the toilet so it doesn't take up extra space. Because of course the toilet bowl in these cassette toilets is already pretty small. So if you had something that was excessively thick, that left a large air gap, I mean, it wouldn't leave a whole lot of space in the toilet for toilet things. So I think they did a great job with that. But of course, long-term review will probably come in the future. So stay tuned for that. And I'll definitely be updating you guys if anything goes wrong or if I have a serious negative experience with this thing down the line. You guys will be sure to hear about that. So as always, if you like the video, be sure to give me a like. If you have any questions, comments, or your own experiences with the Twusch bowl liners for your RV or cassette toilet, definitely leave that in the comments below. I know myself and plenty of other people would probably be interested in your experiences. And as always, if you want to see more, don't forget to get subscribed.